Hello, St. Thomas. Welcome to this week's edition of Corcoran's Corner. It is May, and it is a wild time. It is a busy time, as I'm sure I'm hearing from many of our parents, as well as many of our staff members. And there's a lot of exciting things happening here at St. Thomas. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to share about some of the exciting stuff going on and share out some updates. First of all, we had our golf outing today. It's happening as I'm speaking right now. So I want to say thank you to Jeremiah Sluggett and his leadership, the boosters and their leadership, and all the work that they put into making the golf outing happen today. Betsy Edgerton, Ellen Kiris, and Annie Seacott have done so much to make sure we had a successful day. I was there this morning, and it was a beautiful experience to see the friendship and camaraderie that was out there on the course this morning. So thank you everyone who's donating and supporting our athletic boosters to help us to continue to purchase things we need for athletics, as well as make sure that our 5th through 8th graders are able to play for free here at St. Thomas. We also, this weekend, we are having an open house for our new preschool building. And I really hope that everyone can be there for it. I think this is a great opportunity to see what the building currently looks like. And there's going to be displays and things showing what we're planning on doing with the building in the future. So starting in November, we'll start construction. And I'd like to invite people to see what it looks like now. It's a beautiful building, very well maintained, but it's not functional for a preschool. So we're going to need to do some serious renovations to make sure that it's ready to be a functioning preschool. So those tours are after the 9 o'clock and after the 11 o'clock mass this Sunday. I really hope to see a ton of people there and a ton of people just walking through the building, taking a look at things and seeing the plans and envisioning what our future is going to look like. We also had a great chapel on Thursday where we shared with the students about our fundraising progress. We have a total goal of $1.4 million for the renovations that are going to happen, as well as furnishing the building and some of the new things we're going to need to be putting in that building. And we already have over $800,000 raised towards that goal. So we're closing in pretty quickly on $500,000 left to go. And you'll be learning more about that over this weekend at the tour, how to make a donation and how to support this project. We also are in the midst of a hiring process for our Director of Teaching and Learning position. We got 8 applicants. We moved forward with 6. We moved forward with 6 interviews, and we finished up our first round of interviews last night. And we're moving on to round 2 of the interviews in the next couple weeks here. And I'm excited to say that we had some wonderful candidates apply, and we're still praying and discerning about those candidates with the hiring committee. The hiring committee is made up of the school board's represented there. There's parent representation there. There's teacher representation there, administrator representation there. So we've got a great committee discerning through that process and praying over that process as we look for a new addition to St. Thomas. The only other hiring that we have right now is for the long-term sub for Mrs. Mester in 2nd grade for next year. We've received several applications for that, but we are still open to receiving applications, and we haven't started the hiring process for that position as well. Also, we are going to have some movement of a few individuals for what their role is this year versus what their role is next year, and I'll probably be sending out a letter more after the school year gets out to say announce some of those things, some of those new positions and changes in roles, what those will look like for St. Thomas for next year. So we're very excited. And finally, the last thing I wanted to say is that we have an auction pre-party next week at Aaron Breedy's house. We had one 2 weeks ago at Annie Seacott's house, very well attended. It was wonderful to have the community and the women of St. Thomas gather, and we would love to see the women of St. Thomas gather again next week at Aaron Breedy's house for the auction pre-party. So just to give you a little bit about what's going on here at St. Thomas, there's a lot more, but I just want to give you some updates. One thing that I just thought of also was I had a great meeting with the director for Hope Network for the building next door last week. and him and I talked about some of the logistics of how the building will operate. And I was feeling really good about the relationship between St. Thomas and Hope Network. And next week, I have a meeting with the director of community rebuilders, who will be running the other building over there. And I'm looking forward to building a strong relationship with them as community partners as well. So, a lot of things going on. I appreciate all the prayers, and I appreciate all of the volunteers and all of the things that are to make this end of the school year happen so excellently. And then the final thing I have to say is, please join me in praying for our eighth graders. Graduation is right around the corner. We're so excited for their graduation day because they have worked so hard. And it's amazing to see the character development, the virtue, the academic strength, the talent. It's amazing to see our eighth graders rise to the occasion of being leaders of our school. And just, I believe it was last week, the eighth graders went to Lincoln Developmental Center and volunteered there. And the feedback I heard was incredible about the work that they did and how they were caring, compassionate, kind leaders that we've been training them to be here at St. Thomas. And it was beautiful to see them live out the mission of St. Thomas out in the world. So please pray for our eighth graders as they're wrapping up their school year and getting ready for graduation.